What's up, everyone? Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to y'all out there. Yeah, now we're gonna do my favorite Christmas movies, six through like 6 to 1. Um, Starting off with my number six here, I would have to give it to Christmas, Bloody Christmas, 2002. This was the newer movie I saw the other day, and I really liked it. There was an inmate in here that just got here, and he suggested it, and yeah, we watched it and really enjoyed this fucking movie. It was great. Uh, so basically, a Christmas Eve it's Christmas Eve, and record store owner Tori Toombs just wants to get her drunk on and party and get her fuck on, her freak on. Yeah, she just wants to party until the new robotic Santa Claus at a nearby toy store goes haywire and makes her night more than a little complicated. Yeah, no shit. It's like a fucking Terminator Santa Claus, man. You can't stop this fucking thing. Oh man, she like kills this thing so many fucking times. And well, my first impression of this movie when I watched it, man, it felt like a Rob Zombie movie. That's just like it does. It's got Rob Zombie written all over this movie. It's not that bad though. I honestly liked it. And when I first like heard what it was about, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like fucking killer robot Santa Claus. Like, are you kidding me? Seriously? Anyways, it turned out I didn't mind it. Like I like it. Yeah, so the robot Santa goes on a rampant killing spree. Basically, like they've done this so many times, but they didn't use a robot that goes all fucked up and goes kills people. But they use that premise so many times of like killer Santa Claus with an axe. And why does every Santa Claus have an axe? I don't know. If anyone's got the answer for that, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to know. Like, anyways, is it because it's wintertime and fucking chop wood? I don't fucking know. It's, I always thought it was kind of funny though. Um, so yeah, basically it's after Tori and anybody stands in his way. Um, and she's got to like survive, battle it out with this fucking Terminator Santa. Um, the box office. Oh yeah, this is directed by Joe Vegas. Box office was $251,000. Not that good, but it is alright movie. Like I can't see, yeah, exactly. I can't see this movie doing good in the movie theater. To be honest, it's like one of those like movies you watch like on streaming or something. I'd say. Um, and the production company Channel 83 Films. Uh, yeah, it's production by them. It was alright. Um, and Riley Dandy as Tori. I don't really know her. I don't know her. But she wasn't too bad. Jeff Daniel Phillips, you would know him. He's in quite a few Rob Zombie movies. Yeah, there's some great kills in this movie. Really good kills. Um, yeah, this girl gets her head slammed multiple times into the glass counter by the robot Santa. That was alright. Um, some man gets his face crushed against the stairwell by the robot Santa with his foot. That was decent. Some random man, his head cut in half by the uh, robot Santa's axe. That was decent. Like I was saying, there's decent kills. That one I really liked. The sheriff Monroe gets his head blown off with a shotgun. That was decent. And yeah, I don't want to ruin the end. Anyways, but Tori, yeah, like destroys this fucking thing so many times, and it just keeps coming back. Um, yeah, I love the way it was. Like the visual effects in this movie is great. Just how they utilize the lighting. The lighting is great in this movie. The like the lights, the green, the reds, the few other colors they use in this movie is just great, man. Oh, one thing that I thought was kind of fucking stupid, but I was like laughing. I don't know. I was like enjoying it, but basically like his face like comes off like the fucking Terminator. He's only had one half of it, so you can see his like his robot, half his robot face, but he's like got like these green fucking eyes. It's like the lights coming out, but it looks like fucking laser beams, green laser beams coming out his eyes. They're not, but they're just lights. But it looks funny as fuck. Anyways, yeah, I recommend this movie, and I gave this movie I want to say 7. Yeah, I'll go with 7. All right. So my number 5 is Silent Night, Deadly Night. This 1984 classic horror film. And when this movie first came out and it went to TriStar Videos or TriStar Pictures, is that what it's called? Yeah, Pictures. Yeah, TriStar Pictures. They had to pull it off because too many Christian people were in an uproar about a killer Santa. Yeah, this is basically, I'm pretty sure, one of the first killer Santa movies to ever come out. And there was like a big, huge protest at movie theaters to pull this movie out because all the Christian people are like, Santa Claus doesn't kill people and blah, blah, blah. So if you're interested, look up the history on this movie. It's kind of interesting. Um, yeah, so Silent Night, Deadly Night. Um, it's a horror slasher film, and it has 6 other films or uh, 5 films. Yeah, 5. Because I remember I was a kid. I used to go to the movie store. I would always see all the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies. I only like the first one. The rest suck ass. They're so bad and fucking stupid. The second one, I'll save you a bunch of time right now. Okay, I guess it's worth just one watch, just to see uh, the part I'm going to talk about here in a sec. But basically, it's just like a caption, going back to this whole first fucking movie. But you just see his Billy's brother Ricky in this. Yeah, in the second one, it's his little brother Ricky, who's all fucked up and killing people. But yeah, this scene is the best thing ever, man. It's so cheesy, and it's like 80s cheesy old horror movies. You gotta watch it just for this one scene where he's like seeing this one chick, and then her like jealous ex-boyfriend or whatever, Chip, is like he like pushes Ricky to the point where he just snaps. Anyways, great kills, man. He sticks like the jumper cables in the guy's mouth and fucking he's getting electrocuted. His mouth is like sparks flying out, and then his shades just like smash and they pop out of his eyes. Blood squirts everywhere. And it's great. Then he goes on a killing spree with the gun, shooting everybody in his laugh. Man, it's just fucking hysterical. And the best fucking line. Like, oh man, it's so dumb and funny. It's like, it's garbage day. And then like fucking blow some guy taking out his garbage and his laugh. He's like, oh, oh man. It's fucking epic. It's funny. Alright, back to the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. So this movie was gonna be titled originally Sleigh Ride. I'm glad they went with Silent Night, Deadly Night. Way better. Um, so this film tells the story of Billy, a young man who experiences his mother and his father killed by a criminal dressed as Santa hitching a ride. Um, so Billy's left and his baby brother Ricky stranded. Billy is forced to live in an orphanage later with his brother Ricky. Growing up, Billy is forced to get a job, and Billy experiences a psychotic break and goes on a killing spree dressed as Santa Claus. It's funny. The film, yeah, I mean, it's good fun. I liked it. Yeah, I seen this when I forget how old I was. I was a kid though. I think I was like 11 or 12, and I always remembered liking it. It's always fun to watch around Christmas time. If you're like a horror fan, it's good. Uh, yeah, there's a couple good kills in this movie. Yeah, the nun in the orphanage is such a bitch. No wonder, like, Billy's so fucked up. Well, besides his family getting murdered, and he remembers that on Christmas Eve, like that would fuck anybody up too. And done by a Santa Claus, yeah, that's what drives him over the edge. Yeah. So when he's at his job, at a toy store, he's like basically forced to. Well, no, they ask him, and he says fine, but he hates it. He's like, what the fuck? He's yeah, he's dressed up like Santa, like a mall Santa type thing, and he has psychotic break. He's like people have to be punished because that mother superior bitch nun like always like drove it in his head, and like she get up the like fucking belt or like some kind of like little like strap that and whip him if he's like being not bad, but just misbehaving or whatever. Oh, she was such a bitch. Anyways, so yeah, some of the kills are good. When the store owner gets it with the hammer in the back of the head was good. He uses a bow and arrow and gets some girl with it. It was good. Um, one of my favorite kills though is like this girl Billy picks her up and there's like a deer like hanging on a wall, like mounted on the wall, and Billy takes her and puts her right through it. It goes right, the horns go right through her back, like right out of her chest. It's great. It was a great kill. I always enjoyed it. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I recommend this movie, and I do give it an eight. Yeah, I give it an eight. Um, all right. So moving on to my number four. Home Alone, 1990. Oh man, like listen, you gotta have Home Alone on your list of movies to watch around Christmas time for a Christmas movie. Man, it's so good. I always loved this movie as a kid. Always loved it. Joe Pesci. I mean, come on, man. And Daniel Stern as Marv. Man, they're great together. It's so good. I mean, do I really have to say the synopsis on this one? I mean, come on, man. Everybody knows what Home Alone is, right? Uh, Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's seen Home Alone before. They had to. But yeah, and which I thought was kind of funny when they were making this movie. I wonder if this was the real reason why Joe Pesci deliberately avoided Macaulay Culkin on set. He says because he wanted to uh, scare Macaulay Culkin and think that he was mean, like to get like good reactions out of him when they're filming this movie. But I doubt it, man. I doubt it. Joe Pesci probably just fucking hated this kid. You never know. But anyways, um, yeah. I noticed one thing when rewatching this. You know how the power lines are down, but he ends up ordering a pizza, so they kind of made a goof on that one. That scene, I always like that scene. When the pizza man comes to the door, he's like, "Leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here." And it messes with that guy. It was funny. Um, yeah, so it's a great movie. I love it. I love all the traps he sets for them. But basically, like, think about it. These two robbers would end up fucking dead with half of these traps he sends for them. Like, ice slipping on ice like that, you break your fucking back or crack your fucking head open or break something. Like, there's no way you wouldn't. Well, it's funny. You get like a fucking rusty old ass nail through the foot. You get a blowtorch to the fucking head. That alone would fucking like, nah. But it's funny though, you know? Um, and then you get the paint can things. Yeah, you get real fucked up, man. Real fucked up. But it's a kids movie. It's just a movie. But yeah, anyways. Um, yeah, I love watching this movie on Christmas. I give it a 9 out of 10 for sure. Next we have Gremlins, 1984, horror fantasy comedy. A gadget salesman is looking for a special gift for his son and finds one at a store in Chinatown. The shopkeeper is doesn't want to sell him the Mogwai gizmo pet to the man because like I don't know, I'll get to that, but yeah. So the kid that works in this old Chinaman's store, it's his uncle or something. So the kid just wants to make money because I guess they don't make a lot of business. So he steals the mogul, he sells it to this salesman, but he warns him to follow three simple rules with this mogwai. Never get him wet, don't feed him after midnight, and don't expose to sun or light. It'll kill him. Yeah, so all of this happens, and the result is a gang of gremlins that decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve. Oh man, it's such a great movie. I saw this movie when I think I was 5 or 6. Yeah, I love this movie, man. And this wasn't like the first horror movie I've ever seen, but I know it's not technically a horror movie, but it does got little horror elements to it. The part that scared me the most as a kid is like when the mother's home alone and she's making cookies and she hears all that commotion going on upstairs and then she goes and looks and sees and the fucking gremlins have hatched their cocoon and then she hears the record play. You see what I see, you hear what I hear. That song. That always scared the shit out of me as a kid. And my old man had like a big stereo system, and we got this movie for Christmas one year, on beta because we didn't have VHS right away. We had Beta Max. But anyways, yeah, and then that part where you see the gremlins in the kitchen and shit. Oh, man, it just scared the shit out of me. Anyways, but so we're following Billy, Zach Gilligan. I always liked him. He's a good actor. I love Gremlins 2, the new batch. It's great for kids. If you have kids, show them that movie. They'll love it. My kids love it. Um, Corey Feldman's in this as Pete. Um, and Phoebe Kate Katz as Kate. Oh, I had the biggest crush on this girl, man. Growing up, she's so hot, and she was always in the early '80s comedy movies like Fast Times at Richmond High and movies like that. Yeah, oh man, she was so hot. Anyways, she's in this movie and she's good. She's a good actress. And Jonathan Banks, he's in Breaking Bad, and he's the deputy in this movie. Yeah, I noticed that recently when I watched it. Uh, fuck. And Dick Miller is Futterman. Yeah, it's crazy how like good this movie did. All right, so the budget was $11 million, right? Okay, check this. Listen to this. This movie made 212.9 million dollars. That's how fucking good it did. It seems like everything Steven Spielberg ever made was a hit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, well, George Lucas had Star Wars. That was a huge hit in the early 70s, right? Or it was like 75 or 4 or something like that. And Steven Spielberg had Jaws, like that grossed so much money. And it was like, then that's when summer blockbusters happened, right? Through Jaws. I mean, in like Jurassic Park, like just everything that guy ever has done, man, was just a huge, huge hit. But even like this simple little Gremlins film grossed in that much money at the box office. Crazy. Anyways, I definitely recommend this movie. Love this movie. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. No, you know what? Fuck it. I give it a 10 out of 10. Love it, man. I love this fucking movie. Next we have Black Christmas, 1974 horror thriller. So, oh man, Black Christmas. What was it? 2006. I like that one. I like that movie. But I like this one more. Um, the Black Christmas 2019 woke ass motherfuckers. Oh my god, that was brutal. What the fuck was that, anyways? That's so stupid and fucking dumb. Anyways, alright, so back to the original 1974 Black Christmas. Love this movie. It's got a lot of suspense. It's one of the first slash movies. It isn't the first slash movie, but it's one of the first slash movies. It's great. As winter break begins, a group of sorority sisters, including Jess, our main protagonist, and Barb, begin to receive weird and ominous phone calls. Oh man, it's so good. Oh, and it's just like the shit he says over the phone too, man. It's like so morbid and like offensive. Well, I don't get offensive, but like any woman would for sure. And it was funny. It was, I don't know. I always thought it was funny, and they get weird and ominous phone calls, right? Intentionally. Yeah. The caller, but stops when the response is threateningly. So the phone calls keep getting worse and worse. Like he starts getting threats and shit. Oh man, what the fuck was that? Oops. Um, so Barb's friend Claire goes missing from the sorority house, and a local girl is murdered. Um, yeah, a local girl is murdered near, yeah, in the town that they live in, near the sorority house. Leading the girl's suspect to a serial killer is on the loose, but nobody realizes just how near the killer is. And that's what I love about this movie. Once you find out how close he really is, you know? I know this movie, people say it's like too boring. Well, that's the thing you get with horror movies back in the 70s. It was all about building up a slow burn, right? It draws in suspense to scare you. It builds it up. So once something does scary happen, you do actually get scared because you were waiting for it to happen, and then all of a sudden you don't see it coming. It just hits you. Like Halloween, 1978 does it. This movie does it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, does it. Like, well, I love Psycho 1960. That's a real old film. So that never scared me anyways, but I don't know, maybe back then it did for people because horror movies weren't really a thing, really. Like, you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, this film is directed by Bob Clark, and its budget was $686,000, and it made $1.3 million at the box office. So it did good, all right, especially for 1974, you know. Um, John Saxton's in this movie. He's good. He plays the lieutenant, Kenneth. And the kills are good. I like the kills. Some of them you don't see, but you get revealed their kills. I thought it's great. One of my favorite kills. I just don't want to spoil it if no one has ever seen this movie, but I won't get into too much of the details about this film, and I won't get into the endings or anything like that. But Claire is definitely my favorite kill, easily, man. It's so iconic. She gets the plastic bag over her head and suffocates. It's great, and then you get Barb stabbed at least four times, I think, with a glass unicorn horn. Like I don't know. I always enjoyed it. It's got its fans, and I don't know. If you've never seen it, I suggest you check it out and give it a chance. Yeah, it's old and everything, but it's good. Um, I recommend it, yeah, and I give this movie an 8 out of 10. Um, yeah, so my number two, yeah, man. Um, it has to be Die Hard. With Bruce Willis. I mean, this movie's just such a classic. It's so iconic too, man. Like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Like, come on, man. This movie is just, it's the shit, man. I love this movie. I watch it. Uh, this movie and my next, the number one, that I'll tell you after Die Hard. You gotta watch it. Same with Home Alone and Gremlins. Like, I usually try to at least watch all these movies around Christmas, but definitely Die Hard and my next one. Um, so Die Hard 1998. It's an action thriller starring Bruce Willis. New York City policeman John McClane is visiting his estranged wife and his two daughters on Christmas Eve. He joins her at a holiday Christmas party in the headquarters of the Japanese-owned business at the Nakatomi Plaza. It's basically what it really was, the Fox building. But anyways, just a thing to know, I guess. I just want to throw that out there. And a couple of things. Yeah, I never knew Bruce Willis was a German American. His first name is Al, oh no, uh, Walter. His name is Walter Bruce Willis. I never knew that. I thought it was kind of cool. And before Die Hard, he was in a TV show called Moonlighting from 1985 to 1989. Um, I don't think it was that big of a show. I never remember what he ever talking about it or anything, but this is what, and yeah, he was in a couple commercials too. But this is what broke Bruce Willis's this role made him huge. That's what made him, yeah, this movie. So anyways, uh, so back to the party is interrupted by a group of terrorists who take over the Nakatomi Plaza. Hans Gruber, played by what's his name? Alan Rickman. He's great. He's great. And he started off as just like in theater, playing like roles in theater. Um, yeah, he was great. He's great. And Al, the guy, I forget his actual real name. I never got to write it down or anything, but yeah, the guy who plays Alan, he plays in Family Matters. Um, he actually was, what was it goes? No, Wesley Snipes was auditioning for this role as well, and Wesley Snipes didn't end up getting it. Bruce Willis wanted the guy who plays in Family Matters, Hugh Mon. So he ended up getting the role as Al. And it seems like in every role he plays, he's always a cop. I don't know, he plays a good cop. So, anyways, yeah, love this movie. Like all the shit that happens to John, man, it's great. It's great. I'm gonna do like a full review on all the Die Hard movies, but I love watching this movie ever since I was a kid. Die Hard 1, Die Hard 2, and Die Hard Vengeance, and that's where it ends for me. I don't like any of the other ones. I don't think I ever will. But anyways, yeah, love this movie. Yeah, so many good things. Moving on to my number one, is Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, 1989. Love this movie. We gotta, yeah, my family and I have to watch this every Christmas when we get together. Love it. It's based on Hughes' short story, Christmas '59, that was published in National Lampoon's magazine. It tells the story of the Griswolds family spending Christmas vacation at home with their relatives and causing mayhem. Oh man, it was such a great movie. Love it, man. So many funny scenes in this movie, and oh man, like you get cousin Eddie, or Uncle Eddie, or cousin Eddie. Yeah, cousin Eddie, played by Randy Quaid. It's just fucking hilarious. Um, and he just all the shit that Clark does, like at the first of the movie when they're going to get their Christmas tree, and this jackass keeps riding his tail, and then he cuts off Clark, and Clark gets so pissed off, and he's like, so he goes and passes them, and he's like, "Hey kids, a deer!" And then they all look out the window, and he flips them off. He flips them the finger. It's great, man. It's just so much funny shit that happens to him in this movie. I could go on about it for a while, but yeah, it's just really good. Hilarious. This movie made 73 million at the box office. That's good, man. It did really well. And this was written by John Hughes. Well, he was one of the writers. It was great, man. Like So many funny parts, like when the Christmas lights won't work and he freaks out at his like decorations and knocks it all over, he freaks out, his family's like, oh, what the hell? And finally he's like, oh, and it turns on and it's like, hallelujah, hallelujah. Fucking hilarious. So many good parts, man. And Eileen from Seinfeld's in it. Yeah, it's just hilarious. I love this movie. At the end, it gets pretty crazy. Anyways, yeah, so that's my favorite Christmas movies. I love to watch around Christmas time. And oh, I did put together this. You know how trailers these days are like so fucking long that, and they ruin the whole movie. Well, I put together this like uh, short like film, but I produced the music in it. But anyways, I put it all together this funny little Christmas like movie, but I made it into a trailer. And it just ruins the whole fucking movie if it was an actual movie, right? And this is the trailer for it. It just ruins the whole fucking thing. So it's pretty funny. So check it out. All right. Well, anyways, tomorrow being Christmas morning, uh, I'll see you after New Year's. So have a good break, everybody, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Peace.